A question that has plagued the 2016 election has been this: how do we solve the invasion on the southern border? This is a very important question, because when you have this many immigrants coming from the third world into the first world, this will necessarily create cultural destabilization. And because of that, there will be no sense of unity among the people. And with no unity comes no sense of social cohesion. And with no sense of social cohesion, then you have a population that refuses to get out of their homes, that refuses to engage in religious activity, that ultimately refuses to breed. So it kind of has a ripple effect, what mass immigration does. Of course, there are other factors as well that go into this, which include modernity, which include all the technological and capitalistic production. But immigration is one of the factors that has led to people being more insulated into their lives, being more introverted. And this is very negative when we try to compete with foreign nations, because when we don't know who we are politically, socially, culturally, then if it becomes amorphous, then that leads to all sorts of problems. So I'm not my view is I'm not really concerned with the murder and the rape. I think those claims are drastically overblown by right wingers. But I do think that over-immigration will actually lead to people committing more acts of irrationality. So I think with stability, with having less illegal immigration, I think that will increase the trust that people have between themselves and their government. So that's kind of my justification for having an anti-immigration position. So how do we solve the problem at the border? It's easy. All we have to do is be like other countries and actually shoot people at the border. We should take our military out of the Middle East and place them on the border. And none of our politicians have insisted that we do this, but it seems to make sense given that illegal immigration has increased under Trump's administration, despite the fact that he has kind of propped himself up as this anti-immigration candidate. I don't think any other measure will be as effective as killing people at the border. Because when illegal immigrants come here, they have two visions in mind that will occur once they get here. And one of them is they come here and they get a job, and that's the best possible option. And then they have the other option, and that is they get deported and they get sent back to their countries. So the worst possible option is that they get deported. So if you have these two options, and I guess you have a third option of they might go to prison, these two negative options, going to prison or getting deported, aren't negative enough incentives for people to not come into this country. We need a stronger incentive or disincentive for them to not come into this country. And that is killing a few of them who come through the border. Because if we kill just a few of them who come through the border, then that will deter many of them from coming up here, because they don't want to see their children dead. They don't want to see themselves dead. It would be traumatic. It would be dramatic. It would be tragic for a few of the immigrants who are coming here, who get shot, possibly. But it would only actually have to happen between 10 and 50 times. So it wouldn't even have to be a huge bloodbath. It'd only have to be an international crisis. It would send the message to all these people who are coming here illegally that you cannot commit the crime of coming here, or else we will take drastic action against you. And I just think this is the most rational choice we have in stopping the mass influx of immigration into the United States. That's all I have to say. And if you disagree with me, well, okay then.